good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be, my beautiful friends and family. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I can't believe I'm saying that. I cannot believe that 2023 is over. What a year of changes. Maybe you can kind of tell my tree behind me. I've been clinging on to the festive season. This is maybe a nice thing for me to have in the background. I've been seeing this kind of circulate around Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and I think that this is such a good idea instead of having like New Year's resolutions, which, let's be honest, pretty much none of us actually stick to. At least I know that I'm one of them. I think that New Year's resolutions can only really be done if you have like a very set out goal in mind and like your path to getting there. However, I feel like the ins and outs are a little bit less rigid and they're a little bit more fluid. So I have done this. We'll see how well I stick to them, but these are kind of my loose goals for 2014. I will put them on the screen here. Feel free to pause it if you would like, but I'm going to go through them a little bit. I feel like this is a good video for me to make because it's keeping me kind of accountable. I also kind of feel like I'm having a chat with you. So this is nice. Start with the outs. Let's start with the negative things first. I really want to start cutting down on negative thoughts that I have in my mind instead of just being and thinking negatively about something. I want to kind of try and switch my mindset into being a little bit more positive because I feel like that really affects my mood, and it's better to be positive anyway, isn't it? Another massive thing is comparing myself to others, which we all kind of do. I mean, social media is absolutely terrible for this, and I really want to stop doing that, which brings me to my next goal, which is to stop doom scrolling, or at least not do it as much as I do. I think that it's nice to kind of wind down and scroll through Instagram or whatever, but I've definitely found myself getting more and more consumed by it and spending like 2 hours just scrolling, and I don't know where the time ends up going. It makes me feel like I've wasted so much time when I could have been productive and actually achieving something that I want to do or have to do. I also want to, and I've already begun doing this, thank God, no longer living to work and working to live instead. I think that this is something that especially Australians fall into, where we kind of just get really caught up in the grind and the rat race, and I'm definitely one of them, where I would just work all the time and I wouldn't do the things that I enjoy. But I do not want to do that anymore. I became really, really unhappy, and I think that that's a really pivotal mindset for me to change, to work on improving myself or improving the way that I feel. Lastly, and I think that this is the most important thing for me, is I want to stop being embarrassed or fearing how I'm being perceived by others because of the way that I live my life or the things that I do in my life. Only caring about the opinions of people that are close to me and the people whose opinions actually matter, not random people. I don't know how I became so consumed with this mindset. No longer being embarrassed and just doing what I want to do and not being afraid of failure, because that's how you learn. So, enough with the negative talk. The ins for my year, which are much more positive and happy, I really, really want to prioritize my creativity. This is something that completely fills my cup, and every time I do something that's creative and I love, or like my hobbies, I end up being so much more happier as a person and just in my day-to-day life. I have completely let this get on the back burner, which I should never have done. I want to make sure that I'm writing more, that I'm drawing and painting more, and just like doing creative things that make me happy. because if I don't do that, I become a shell of a human. I become like a robot. I just want to prioritize doing the things I love and my hobbies and making sure that I always have a creative outlet. Secondly, I want to try and read at least one book a month. I'm a massive reader, an avid reader. I love fantasy books and romance books and Regency books, and I've definitely stopped reading as much as I used to. At least one book a month. If I could do more, that's great, but one book a month, that's not bad. That's 12 books a year, come on. Also want to try and like move my body a little bit more because I feel like I've become a little bit unhealthy and stagnant and my muscles are kind of hurting. I'm getting a little bit older now. I just want to kind of make sure that I'm being healthy, so I don't know whether moving more will entail me going to the gym or maybe like picking up a dance class or something. I don't know. That's the good thing about ins and outs. It's not like a rigid goal. I just want to move more. Also want to be able to say yes more, which kind of comes back to my out of not letting embarrassment and fear of failure to impact what I'm doing in my life, because last year, 2013, I started to say yes more and it completely changed my life. So I don't think that there's really a negative aspect to saying yes more, within reason, of course. But I really just want to start going and doing things and trying more things more and just being a bit of a yes man or woman in my case. Something else that is a major thing that I need to do this year is to learn Serbian. Because if you didn't know, which I'm sure everyone watching this does know, my beautiful friends and family, I have moved to Serbia and I know not much. And this has been a struggle for me, and it's something that I'm going to have to crack down on and try my best to learn. I'm obviously in the best position to learn it because I live here. My boyfriend is obviously a native speaker of the language. My friends all speak the language, obviously. My parents also speak the language. Alas, it's just me who does not. So that's another thing that I need to get on. And learning a language is really difficult, but that's okay. Everyone has to start somewhere, and I know that I can do it. Those are my ins and outs of this year. I hope you've enjoyed having this little chat with me. Maybe it'll inspire you to kind of make your own little list of ins and outs. Maybe we can keep each other accountable. Anyway, once again, Happy New Year. Missing you all. Wishing that you were all here. Bye! Talk to you next time.